Hey guys and gals, today we explore the Ulster and Delaware rail corridor at Highmount, Pine Hill, and Big Indian. To dive a bit deeper into Ulster County's proposal to rip up the existing rails and infrastructure to build yet another $2 million per mile trail. Stick with me, let's go. Here we are at Highmount. We'll be heading east. So it's double tracked here to accommodate the helper engines that were used to pull the heavy consists up from Big Indian to this mountaintop here at Highmount. It would unhook, the helpers would go on the siding, the train would continue on down into Arkville. And right about here we see the switch stand and the switch. Single track to double track. From this point down, we're single track all the way. That is Route 28, State Route 28 to the left of the track. We're located here in the extreme western reaches of Ulster County, just before the Delaware County line. This roadbed, the ballast, the ties, the rails, the track infrastructure here from the double track Highmount all the way down is in pristine condition. Here we can see it's slowly starting as we're looking at it from the air, it's shift toward the right, away from Route 28. And pretty soon here we'll see the start of Horseshoe Curve. Right about here we see the start of Horseshoe Curve. Right there in the center of your screen, from left to right, there's the start of beautiful Horseshoe Curve. I should also note there's at many points here a 2% and at some spots even tighter than 2% grade. Beautiful, pristine landscape. Here we get a vista view of the entire Horseshoe Curve. You can just see it there. Okay kids, there's Mr. Terry. He's carrying the all-important case. This is Station Road here in Pine Hill. There's Big Blue. This is the station site. We're on the bed and the bridge is right there. We're going to be shooting some drone footage here on the bed, hoping to get the full entire Horseshoe Curve today. So, you ready? Let's go. The drone's in the air. Matt's at the helm. Let's go. So, Delaware and Ulster Rail Corridor. The reason we're here today, and the reason we've been here in the past, and the reason we will be here again in the future, is to document the Bel Air to Big Indian section. And the reason we're doing that is they're proposing, they being the trail group, is proposing to, at some point here in the next year, start construction of the destruction process. And they're looking to tear this line out for a 12 to 14 foot wide, basically road through the woods. We've got preliminary on paper estimates of somewhere between 1.1 and $2 million per mile.
to do that. Just my own personal opinion, that's absurd. But we're walking west toward Horseshoe Curve from Pine Hill. We'll get right back to you.
And we're now moving westward toward Horseshoe Curve. We eventually we walk the full Horseshoe Curve. So this is our drone shot. Matt walking behind us, flying the drone, and Terry carrying the box, getting some low branches out of the way. And here we go. The roadbed infrastructure, rails, ties, ballast, at all, again, from Station Road going west, is also in equally beautiful condition. And we're preparing for our first foray into the archaeological mode of Terry and Russ. You can just about see it here coming up on the right. And it is the stone ruins of the bottled water plant.
So just west of the Pine Hill Station site, we have the remnants and remains of the beautiful stone wall foundation work of the bottled spring water plant that was here. We have some photos we'll be posting of various aspects of that building. This was it right here. This they're saying in their plans, in the paperwork, in the proposals, this will stay for historical reference, which is a great thing. This is where it was. It's quite a large building in its day. The foundations go way down, way down, way down. And the foundations down there, Terry, had sluiceways and pipeways that were on top of those stanchions that went all the way down to the road, from this bottling plant down to the road for transportation purposes.
Now, the Crystal Spring Water Company started around 1885, employing 20 folks. They shipped out 6 to 9 carloads on the Ulster and Delaware Railroad to New York City per week. In the early 1900s, they started making and bottling soda pop. In February of 1933, an explosion caused a fire, destroying all the buildings and the entire business. In the process, 14 firemen battling the fire were overcome with toxic gases. Now, water from these very springs up in these hills still supplies Pine Hill, the village of Pine Hill, with pure mountain water to this day.
We are now westbound right at the start of Horseshoe Curve, where we've got the whistle marker. She's still left.
when you're ready to walk.
Okay, I'm being told that because of my bright green coat, I'm going to be the mark. The drone is going to seek me out and follow me. So, wish me luck! There's Matt up on the bed and stumbled and tumbled and fallen and misshapen. There goes Terry trying to get back up. Tumbled down over the edge is milepost 40. 40 mile marker. 40 mile post. There you go. Hopefully that shows it. 40 right there. Oh boy. Well, it's right past, just past the bottled water plant. And if you look, Terry, down there you can definitely see the gradient of roads. Yeah. This looks like one coming up here, and there's another one at a lower level. Cool, milepost 40. And there's also a cool little structure down there, like a little 6-sided or 8-sided roofed building. Just past the whistle post going west, another foundation looking piece down there. Could possibly have been tied in with the water plant, but we're not sure. Okay, so we are on the start of the eastern leg of the horseshoe curve. We've got another derelict building down there right on the waterway that could have been a spring house, pump house. To our left is the uphill side. That's basically looking southwest right there at this point. On part of the first leg of the horseshoe curve, we've got this big clearing here, a couple big culverts, and we've got a structure here. If I had to guess, I would guess that this is flow off and run off from Bel Air Mountain, which is, as the crow flies, up there. Water runoff. We do have a bit of a washout here. Nothing that is beyond repairable. Yeah, so down in there are other structures where it looks like some vehicles have been driving, and there's some freshly cut wood here, logs, trees. So yeah, this is definitely, you got a low wire here, Matt. This is definitely if I had to guess, Bel Air Mountain related. We are here on a major fill section. That's got to be 70 feet plus or minus down. As the same on this side, there is a culvert down there. I do believe on our way back, I might, if I have any energy left, go down to shoot and film and document that culvert, which will be a testament to the manpower of the day. Right there looks like a railroad tie on top of the stone wall. Must be somebody's deer stand. We're now back almost to the straightaway of the western leg of the curve. It's just beautiful out here. Beautiful. Now you might say, well, why can't the trail people have this as a trail? There is no reason. We're proving that we can walk and have a trail. Okay, he's got to switch batteries. Folks can walk on this. It is not ADA compliant. However, it is bike rideable and walkable by the average person. It's also wide enough that for the most part they could put rail with trail. There's Danny Drone. We're just about through. Still heading westbound. We're just about through the going westbound, the last section. Of course, coming eastbound, the first section of the first turn on Horseshoe. Right up around the bend here, she straightens out and continues single track to where there's a switch, and it becomes double track at the pinnacle of Highmount, where it's double tracked up by the base station. So, Horseshoe Curve. Right there, remaining telegraph pole. I documented that on my other video titled "Oh No, Not Again," where I walked in by myself and filmed a little bit. Here's an aerial view of the Horseshoe Curve we just walked and documented. If ever there was a rail corridor worthy of saving, this is definitely it. Right here, pictured, is the high fill section shown earlier. And of course, at the top of your screen now, the slopes of Bel Air Ski Mountain. And then lastly, the village of Pine Hill, pictured below. This is the western leg of the first turn of the curve. That road is State Highway Route 28, and we are westbound for Fleischmann's and Arkville and points west. Here's the switch for the double track and the crest of the hill at Highmount. We've moved a bit farther east to the Giggle Hollow Bridge site, pictured here. We are, of course, east now of Pine Hill and west of Lasher Road. As you can see, most railroads used rivers and lowlands, and of course mountainsides, for their best route access. When the scouts and guides went out, they of course shot the best access for the railroads to use, utilizing shortest distance, but also for grade reasons. The Ulster and Delaware Railroad was a prime example of this feature. And let's not forget, when this rail line was built, as most of them through the country, it was built with manpower, sheer strength, horses, wagons, mule teams, and steam donkey engines. We are still continuing westbound. The right-of-way to this day, over 120 years later, is still highly visible. We're westbound from Giggle Hollow Bridge, heading back toward Pine Hill. Horseshoe Curve is off to the upper right-hand screen. And of course, we're just now approaching the village of Pine Hill, pictured here. We are at Lasher Road, here just west of Big Indian. This may actually even be a Big Indian address. Yeah, bridge has been long gone, so delivery trucks can make it through here. But the abutments are still here. So basically, that's west, back toward Horseshoe Curve, and this way is east toward Big Indian. What do you think, Terry? That's some beautiful stonework, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple pieces over there probably came from up top there.
Yeah.
Studs in.
The dogs are announcing our arrival. This is the bed. There's the abutments right there, Lasher Road. And this is the bed going east toward Big Indian. Big high fill section here. This is all umbrage of ties pulled up. They've pulled the rails up in this section between the Lasher Road abutments and the washed out bridge. The remnants of the ties are here, the rails are gone. And here's the bridge washed out. Let's see how far down we can get there. Again, as I've said many times, water is the railroad's #1 arch enemy. There's the abutment on the other side, washed out. So that road way over there where that truck is, if you guys can see it, that is the road up to Frost Valley. Comes in from Route 28 at Big Indian Crossing. So yeah, it'd be interesting to get from that side to see if the rails exist from there to Route 28. Maybe next time. You can see where we are now. We're in Big Indian, the hamlet, as it were. That right there is Route 28. This is County 47. The road across the way there goes up to Frost Valley. And the rails are right here. So eventually in phase 2 or phase 3 or phase 4, I don't know how they have it figured, but eventually they do want to come with their trail all the way from Highmount up where the double tracks are by Bel Air Ski, and they do want to go all the way to Phoenicia, which at some point we'll document why that will be nearly impossible for rails or trail. Continuing up the line, this is where it crosses this County Route 47. Some people call it Big Indian Road. We'll call it County Route 47. How's that? But this was the at-grade crossing right here. We're still in Big Indian. The firehouse I just showed you is right down by that flag. We didn't come far. Yep. Right there. Boom. So the at-grade crossing, and that's how it gets back on the east side of County 47, on the west side of Main Route 28. Traveling east on Ulster County 47, we follow the rails of the Ulster and Delaware Rail Corridor. Should they stay and remain in place? Well, the Delaware and Ulster Rail Ride out of Arkville has had eastward plans for expansion. And these rails are a vital link to the future of tourism in the Catskills. Just last year, 2023, the Catskill Mountain Railroad was voted the #1 tourist attraction in Ulster County for its Kingston Run. Why not continue rail tourism in the Western Catskills? Makes sense to us. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks for watching all on Lost Railbeds.